university. I set off alone for southern Europe. A cheap airline ticket and a worn-out backpack were all I had. The old quarter of Barcelona was a maze of bare stone walls and narrow lanes. My footsteps echoed against the walls. At every turn, a small craft shop or a folk music bar appeared. Down at the harbor, a dozen fishing boats were lined up. In the market, the scent of fresh bread and the aroma of rich spices drifted in the air and stirred my appetite. I took a train south and stayed at an inn in a whitewashed village. The owners were a generous elderly couple who served me dinner. The furniture was old but well kept. On the last morning, I leaned on the balcony and looked out at the sea. The wind blew gently. This time of leisure was exactly what I had been seeking on the journey. The trip taught me something. The world is far more friendly and far broader than I had ever imagined. Freedom of expression is one of the essential pillars of democracy. But how far should that freedom extend? This is one of the most controversial questions in modern society. Hate speech, discriminatory expression, and deliberate misinformation, should these fall within the range of free speech? Many countries have placed limitations on forms of expression that cause harm. On the other hand, regulation carries the danger of excess. If a government controls expression too much, citizens become afraid and stop raising their voices. Finding the balance between freedom and safety is extremely difficult. The emergence of the internet has made this issue considerably more complex. A statement posted on social media spreads instantly, and removing it is virtually impossible. Activists continue to fight to protect freedom of expression. At the same time, there is a growing demand for laws that protect victims of harmful speech. What matters most is the attitude of listening, even to opinions that are contrary to one's own. So long as we maintain dialogue, society can avoid division. Freedom of expression is also the freedom to listen. Modern people live more conveniently than ever before, but at a cost. The health of body and mind tends to be neglected. Lung function weakens without exercise, and muscle mass diminishes if not used. A sedentary lifestyle becomes a factor in diabetes and heart disease. The quality of sleep is also crucial. Staring at a smartphone screen late at night exposes the brain to intense light, and sleep becomes shallow. Consequently, the next day's concentration drops considerably. On the mental side, the number of people carrying anxiety and depression is growing. The more intense the competition in society becomes, the heavier the burden. What is necessary to maintain health is nothing special. A 30-minute walk each day, a balanced diet, 7 hours of sleep, and not hesitating to ask for help when in trouble. Body and mind are inseparable. If you move your body, your mind grows lighter. If your mind is stable, your body will also recover. Health is the accumulation of small daily habits. The expense of urban housing rises year after year. Many young people cannot even afford the rent and continue living with their parents. Taking out a mortgage to buy a home is no longer the obvious choice it once was. Real estate prices have been increasing at a pace that far exceeds the growth of earnings. This issue has triggered intense debate as a domestic policy matter in many countries. The mayor and governor propose measures, but their effect remains limited. Numerous residents have been moving to cheaper suburbs, but commuting times grow considerably longer, and a decline in the quality of life is an outcome that cannot be ignored. The housing problem is not merely an economic question. A stable home is directly connected to children's education, the health of residents, and the stability of a community. Adequate housing should be the right of every person. People spend much of their life at work. An occupation is not merely a way to earn a living. It is also a major factor that shapes who a person is. A student graduates from university, applies for a position, and gets hired. Under a new employer, the person begins working, associating with colleagues and superiors while learning the skills of the job. But not everything goes smoothly. One may fail if judged not suitable for the work. One may be fired. Unemployment has a major impact not only on finances, but also on mental health. On the other hand, some people use their talent to start their own enterprise. A venture involves risk, but it also holds potentially great rewards. More people are changing professions in the middle of their career. In an age where people live to be 100, there is no need to cling to a single job. One's priority changes at each stage of life. What matters is to find meaning in one's work. Satisfaction lies not in the size of a paycheck, but in the feeling that one is contributing to society.
International relations are a complex web between nations. Alliances, treaties, and trade agreements form the framework that supports the order of the world. But when the interests of nations conflict, tension rises. Some nations turn to aggression, while others choose to negotiate. After the two world wars of the 20th century, the United Nations was established. Its purpose was to resolve disputes peacefully through negotiation. But the veto power of the Security Council has often become an obstacle. During the Cold War, the world was divided into two opposite camps. The threat of nuclear weapons served as an overwhelming deterrent, but the world was constantly on the edge of crisis. Even after the Cold War ended, new threats such as regional conflicts, terrorism, and cyber attacks have continued to emerge. No problem can be resolved by one nation alone. The work of a diplomat is to build bridges between opposing interests for nations that oppose one another to find mutual benefit. That is the ultimate objective of diplomacy. On Earth, there are more than 6,000 known species of mammals alone. The number of insect species is estimated in the millions. Tropical rainforests cover only about 6% of the Earth's surface, yet more than half of all species dwell there. These hotspots of biodiversity are shrinking rapidly. The causes are numerous: logging, conversion to farmland, urban development. Human activity is steadily taking the habitat of animals away. The oceans are also vulnerable. Plastic pollution harms whales and turtles, and the chemicals carried by the tide threaten the food chain. But conservation efforts are beginning to yield results. One indigenous community has protected the forest of its ancestors and established a pioneering model of community-led conservation. An ecosystem is built on a subtle balance. The loss of one species affects others in a chain. Whether we can find the wisdom to coexist with nature will determine the future of this planet.
In just 30 years, technology has entirely changed our daily life. Electronic devices are beside us from the moment we wake until we sleep. In the morning, the alarm rings and we check the news on a smartphone. We pay for breakfast by the electronic payment and are guided to the office by the navigation of our automobile. At the office, equipment has been installed to handle vast amounts of data. Meetings are held remotely and documents are signed electronically. The electrification of vehicles is expected to reduce exhaust emissions and make city air considerably cleaner. Battery technology is being enhanced at a rapid pace. On the other hand, the problems of privacy loss and the digital divide are growing more serious. To distribute the benefits of technology fairly has become an obligation of society. Technology is something that enables, not something that rules. Whether we master technology or are dominated by it, that choice is always in our hands.
Life is a chain of choices, from the small choice of what to eat in the morning to the grave decision of what profession to follow or whom to live with. We cannot always make the correct choice. We make mistakes and we feel regret, but failure is often what brings the insight for the next step. Fear often stops us. What if I fail? What if they laugh? To overcome that fear and take a step forward is courage. There is a word called fate, but fate is not something determined in advance. Through each daily decision, we determine our own path. A philosopher once said, life can only be lived forward, but it can only be understood backward. That may be precisely true. What matters is to keep walking the road we have chosen. Occasionally we stop, look back, and then walk on. There is no guarantee in life, but that is precisely why each day is precious. That day, a special exhibition was being held at the museum. Valuable paintings brought from Europe were being exhibited in Japan for the first time. At the entrance, I bought a ticket and walked along the route. In the first room, portraits from the 15th century were on display. The faces of kings and nobles, painted with a primitive yet powerful brushstroke. The next room held impressionist paintings, Monet, Renoir, Degas. Attempts to capture the light appeared, each with the personality of its artist. I stopped before one painting and gazed at it for a long time. Other visitors passed by, whispering. Something the painting awakened remained with me. A female guide was explaining the historical background of the paintings to newly arrived students. They were eagerly taking notes. When I left the museum, I carried a profound satisfaction in my heart. Art, across time and place, quietly brings relief to the heart of the viewer. It is not a luxury, but one of the forms of nourishment that human beings need.